Hello and welcome to Tier List Thursday. It's a series where I tier list every Thursday, and today I will be tier listing Pokemon mainline games. Cause I'm pretty sure I've played most of these, so I should be able to rank them accordingly. And just a disclaimer: these are my opinions, and if these opinions hurt your feelings, then please leave. And we can begin now with the first game, which was red and blue and yellow. We can begin with red and blue. They're okay. Green is a Japanese exclusive, but we're talking about the English releases. They're okay. They're fine. The sprites are the gameplay isn't the best, but it's still gonna be better than some games. And I think yellow is a downgrade, unlike most third versions that actually make the game better. I think yellow made the game worse, especially since you couldn't choose your starters. I think that was a big zero, so yeah. Next was Gold, Silver, Crystal. And Gold and Silver also get a D tier. They're basically sequels to Gen 1, so they looked better and the gameplay was a bit better, but other than that it wasn't that much better. I think Crystal can get a C tier because Crystal is the definitive version. But I don't think the early gens compare well to some of the mid gens. And I'm not even talking about the story. I don't like Gen 1 or 2 stories at all. So next is Gen 3. We can start at these three. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I think Ruby and Sapphire are C tier games, with Emerald being B tier. I'm not the biggest fan of Gen 3, as you can tell when we rank Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but they're just not my favorite games. I'd rather play these games over Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, but I actually think Emerald's an A tier, actually. They're easy to record, so I actually did a Nuzlocke series that ended abruptly because I failed, and I didn't want to show that, but they're fun games. C tier. And then Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think these are the best ways to I think this is the best way to play Gen 1. And they got a B tier because Gen 1's definitely overrated in my opinion. In terms of everything, it's overrated, but I think they're better than the Gen 1 remakes. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Okay, this is gonna be bad, but Platinum gets a B tier. I'm not the biggest fan of Gen 4, like Gen 3, but Diamond and Pearl are not good games to replay. Platinum is just so much better than these two. Diamond and Pearl has like a very small roster of Pokemon, and if you replay Gen 4, just play Platinum. And also, Team Galactic is a dumb team. I think they're worse than Team Rocket and like Team Skull. Maybe not Team Skull, but they're not better than Team Yell. But I think they're one of the worst villain teams. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Gen 2 remakes are substantially better than their predecessors. The story, they can't fix the story because it's a remake, but I think these are my second favorite games to revisit, other than the next one, which is Black and White. When people like to talk about Pokemon games, normally people's favorite games are the games they started with, and I started with Black and White. Amazing story. They did a unique thing where they only had Unovan Pokemon in this one game, and it was nice, even though I did miss some of the older gen Pokemon. But it made me learn all the new Pokemon better than they do with the other games. And I think Black and White is the best game in the series. Black 2 and White 2 are also really great, but like not as great. They're like better than a lot of these games, but they're technically sequels, but they sold as remakes, and they're also the reason why we didn't get a Z, because they sold as well as a remake. So Game Freak decided not to make a Pokemon Z, which that totally would have fixed everything. I made X and Y the best gen. Yeah, let's talk about it. X and Y. I love X and Y. It's just other than the story, I can't really rank it higher. It's definitely the easiest game. Like even easier than like Let's Go and Sword and Shield. But the story keeps it from being an F tier. That's the only thing that's keeping it out of lower tiers. And then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I think they're fine. I believe this is the first game where you could not turn off the XP share. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure this is the first game. And that's not a good change because I've been liking to turn it off. I would rather replay Emerald than Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But I'd rather play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire over the original Ruby and Sapphire, so it gets a B tier. Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon are B tier. It's kind of like the opposite of X and Y, where the gameplay is very nice in this game. The story is kind of lackluster. It's an okay story, just not as great as some of the previous gens. But they completely destroyed my favorite. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon get an F tier because the mediocre story from Sun and Moon was turned into a bad story in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. This is one of the only games that I'd rather play the original than the remakes. Yeah, I think I did not have fun replaying. I did not have fun playing these for the first time. And I've played every single one of these launch day, and this is definitely my least favorite experience. But then we got Let's Go Pikachu and Evie. That's a C tier. They're fun, I guess. Like the Pokemon Go inside of me loves these games. I don't particularly want to replay them, but they seem fun as shiny hunting games, but other than that, I would not really return to this game. Especially since I've been Nuzlocking, even though I keep failing. I've been Nuzlocking recently, and this is the only mainline Pokemon game you can't Nuzlocke in. So yeah, and then there's Sword and Shield, where this is a very hard game to Nuzlocke because it is so confusing. The wild area just confuses you. Everything in this game confuses you on how to Nuzlocke it. But it gets a C tier. It's fine. Just putting these in not affiliated since I haven't played them yet. But Sword and Shield, I think they get way too much hate because they're not that bad. I didn't like the story, but I think they're okay games, and people are bashing it too much. But I can also agree that I think Sword and Shield Plus would have been better than the DLC, because the DLC added nothing, in my opinion. I don't think the DLC was fun to play. I had fun playing Sword and Shield on a first playthrough. I did not have fun playing the DLC on a first playthrough. But yeah, that's the tier list. We got Black and White in S tier. We got Emerald, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver and Black 2 and White 2 in A tier. We got Fire Red and Leaf Green, Platinum, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and Sun and Moon in B tier. We got Crystal, Ruby Sapphire, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Evie, Sword and Shield in C tier. We got Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, XY in D tier. We got Yellow, Diamond, and Pearl in E tier. And then we got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in F tier. And then we got the games I haven't played in not affiliated tier. But that's the tier list. If you would like to tier list this yourself, I'll have this tier list in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, you can subscribe. I got the stuff appearing on the screen, hopefully. Tier listing every Thursday, and it's actually coming out every Thursday now, so enjoy that. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.